Ta-da!
Hello.
I don't even know what to say right now. Like, whenever we come back with a new set, I'm like I feel like I need to step to the side so you guys can like look at it real quick.
Here it is. This is it.
This is it, everybody.
I didn't know I could feel like that.
Oh my God. Please, if you guys are audio listeners, just jump over to visual.
Today's a visual day. Come on. It's our first set back. New set, if you don't know. If you don't follow us on socials, we did post a little teaser, but wow, the journey it was to get here. But we are here and it's season fucking 5.
That's so crazy.
That's half a decade.
Yeah. We've been doing this for 5 years.
That's a fucking kindergartner.
Oh my God.
Like there's children younger than our podcast.
5 years. Yeah. That's a super long time.
It's getting to the point where it's becoming like a notable fraction of the time we've been friends.
Yes.
You know,
5 out of 20 years.
That's
a quarter.
That's a quarter. That's
a quarter.
That's a quarter.
A quarter of our friendship we have spent on a podcast.
Sitting
the whole time.
Right here. Honestly, the only difference is a fucking microphone. This is pretty much why we started the podcast. You guys know that though.
Wow. It was a freaking trek and a half to get here, you guys.
Look at these seats.
Oh my God.
They're
I still love it.
Like big.
Oh.
Like I feel like I'm in like first class Delta One type shit.
Yes.
And like
this is like premier movie theater seats.
Yeah, this is like better than iPick.
Yeah.
Way better than iPick.
Oh yeah.
I wish they reclined though.
No, you guys, there was a moment. Okay, I guess we could just get into it.
Yeah, let's tell the story of how babies are born. And by babies, I mean the set.
Here's the thing. We initially thought we'd only be gone for 2 weeks. As you guys know, we were supposed to come back, I think it like was the 9th or something. That was 2 weeks after we were supposed to move in. And we just like figured, oh, so easy. We know where we're going to record.
Long.
Yeah. We know where we're going to record. We know we're simplifying. So it's not like we have to order hella shit.
Right.
We just way underestimated the amount of work.
On top of moving into our own fucking homes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what we were thinking, especially like
we weren't.
Us as individuals. Like, it's not like we're people that are like, oh yeah, just move in and then decorate later. Like, we're both people that need our shit to be decorated ASAP to feel like home.
We were hyper focused on our own spaces for, we still are.
Yeah.
Still are. Finally, there was like a bit of a lull. Well, okay. So we hit like 3 days before we were actually supposed to drop.
December 5th, 6th at this point.
And we were like, okay, now we actually have to focus.
We hadn't ordered anything, you guys.
Anything.
Like not even the camera. Oh, which by the way, also if you're on visual, I wasn't going to say it, but like, can you guys tell the quality's better?
You can.
Can you please just lie if you couldn't tell, because this camera was really fucking expensive.
And let's be real. The amount of people that like stuck through the quality that wasn't season.
That wasn't
season 3 and season 4. I'm so sorry. We were doing side by side comparisons of what you're looking at now and our old episodes. And it's like it was filmed on an iPhone 4.
If that. Like, you know, the colorful iPhones, like iPhone C or whatever they did, it was like that.
Yes.
Jesus, it was so bad.
Oh my God.
I can't believe, I'm not going to say I can't believe you guys didn't tell us, because we did get comments every once in a while and we'd be like, they don't know what they're saying. And then now that we were like, we're honest with ourselves and we took off the rose colored lenses, we were like, what the fuck? Because the camera was good. It's just the coloring and like,
it was a combination of it all.
It was so many things.
The camera's good, but it's also a very old camera.
Yes. So it didn't have like any of the features to really adjust anything. It was the camera that I like started my YouTube channel on, guys. Like, it was time for us to upgrade. Season 5.
Finally.
It was time to upgrade.
About damn time.
Yeah. So back to our story. By like the 5th or 6th, we hadn't even got our camera yet. So we placed that order.
And we were finally scouring. Like I said, we knew we wanted to do something a little more minimal in here.
Simple, little more grown up, a little more like put together.
Yeah, we knew we would be against this wall.
Yes.
Obviously, we knew we'd have the sign. We wanted to look into a couch because we've done a couch before, and I think we were just so over those orange chairs.
I resented accent chairs for the past like
and
year
you guys
of my life.
selling them and like honestly just like selling everything out of that apartment. We were just get rid of it. We were like, let's get out. Let's not do this again.
Mm-hmm.
So we were looking at couches, and I honestly just like sent a link to Kristen of the first couch I saw that was the correct dimensions. It was a cool style, and it was a very cute couch, and it was a good color. And I sent it to her, and she was like, perfect, order it. And I was like, okay.
So we ordered it on Wayfair.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to.
Okay, so here's the thing though. It was like a little over $800, but there was an open box price.
You know how Wayfair has like both options? I guess like Best Buy does that too.
Yeah.
Just open box knocks off like $200-$300.
Yeah. So we were like, fuck yeah, we love a good deal.
We know we're gonna use it. Like,
right. But that means you can't return it.
Yeah.
So we ordered that for the lower price, and it got here like a couple days later, and they placed it in here, and it looked cute when it was here. Again, we had this wall was white. We had nothing else in here. It was just the couch.
We hadn't even hung the sign, like nothing.
Nothing. I had like a couple throw pillows that I was playing around with.
We didn't have the plant or the light yet either.
No, I think we set it up, and then I sent you a photo, and I was like, we need to add a few other things.
Yeah.
So we planned a trip to IKEA.
Yep.
Went and walked around IKEA at like 8 a.m. one Wednesday morning.
Yeah, it was an awful day too. I was already not in the mood. I had started my period that day. I got hit with some fucking migraine.
Oh, yeah.
That was a rough day for me.
Yeah. So we went through IKEA. We got the lamp.
The lamp behind me.
the infamous IKEA lamp. Yeah. I love it.
It's perfect.
So cute.
Now I love it.
And we went and got this plant off of Facebook Marketplace. It's not a great plant.
I'm pissed, honestly. This guy chalked up his shit to be the best plants in the city type shit, and it's sorry, plant. We're talking shit right in front of you, but
it was just overpriced.
It was overpriced and under cared for.
Yeah.
So we will bring her back to life.
Yeah, we will. But so we got these two items, and we'll insert a picture right here of what it was looking like. At this point, we hadn't pulled up the camera or sat on the couch. So we were just like looking at a picture of it, and we're like, okay, like this could work.
It's simple.
Yeah. Super modern.
The way we were talking ourselves into it.
Oh, I mean, we had to actually sit down and record the next day.
I know.
So finally we pulled out the camera got delivered.
Well, no, I fucking ordered the camera when I said I did. And then it was late, or it said it was going to be late. So I ended up just going to Best Buy and buying it in person. And then it ended up getting here on time. So we had just return it, whatever. But yeah, so we set up the camera, and I was like getting lighting and everything. And I was like, Alex, go sit on the couch real quick so I can like get the frame. And this couch, you guys see the picture, that couch, it looks like a normal couch, but when a young woman sits on it, it's
a kid's couch.
Dinky. It was so dinky. And I was like, oh, okay. And I pressed record, and I came and sat next to her, and we were like, let's just like sit and like move our bodies to like kind of like see how it'll feel when we're moving on it. So we did a little like, 30 seconds of us acting like we were podcasting, and we put it on the computer, and we play it back, and we were just like sitting giants. In silence though, like both looking at the computer, and then we looked at each other, and we were like,
this isn't it.
That we can't do this. We cannot come back with this. This is rushed. This we immediately contacted our team and everything. We were like, guys, we have to push the launch. Like, this is actually fucking terrible. And right then and there, we kind of freaked out. We went home. We slept on it. And then we went to, was it the next, I think it was the very next day. Yeah,
it was.
We came back here. We sat on this floor, and completely what we should have done from the jump.
That's the thing.
Came up with inspiration.
It had no inspiration.
Zero,
behind
you
it.
guys.
We were just like filling the space just to fill the space. But as you guys know, coming from season 1 or season 2 set and everything that's developed, we were shitting on season 3 or season 4 set just a little bit ago. But like, there was inspiration behind it.
We did like it when it started, and it was really intentional.
Exactly. It was intentional. But the set before what you see now, we just threw it together. There was no inspiration behind it.
It was purely functional.
Yep.
If that, because the couch was debatably not functional for an adult.
For 2 grown adults.
But yeah, so we really put our heads together, and we knew once we did that, like Alex and we're always great on a team.
It's like that's what we're good at.
We're so good at like building aesthetics. Like it's our shit. It's just we didn't do that in the first place, which is obviously nobody's fault but ours. And you know, we busted it out in a day. And we brought our laptops to Chili's. We got triple dipper, and we ordered like seats and everything. Before that, what? I think I know what you're gonna say.
We went to Well, we went to Ashley Furniture
because it was next to Chili's. Door. Of course, it was next to Chili's.
Yeah, and we were walking around, and there was probably like a good 5 minutes where we were like, "Oh my god, let's get recliners."
They were really nice.
They were so comfy.
And imagine us like fully reclined, like.
But like I would fall asleep.
Yeah, I'd get too like chill. Like I wouldn't want to talk.
No, it would be only like cozy conversations, whereas like
we get hyped up sometimes.
We get serious.
It can't be too like horizontal.
Yeah,
but God, we really did throw back and forth the idea of lazy boys.
Yeah. But we landed here. Love them. We don't have to walk you guys through it. You know, this is our vibe.
We just wanted
Should we tell them the candle debacle?
Oh my God, yeah. So we knew we wanted a focal point here, and we wanted it to be pink because obviously the only other pink thing is the sign. And we wanted like one more element of us because, you know, as much as I feel like we definitely have evolved from the original logo here.
Yeah.
I also like, I can't ever let her go. And like, I don't know. I like, that's why I love this set. Like, I feel like we brought it back around to like the version of us now, but still like tributing what we are built on
and making it work too, because there was a split second where we were like, the pink is so specific and such a specific style that it's kind of hard to tie into what we were envisioning.
The moodier, more mature vibe.
Yeah. But it being the only item. And then that's how we ended up with the idea of like the simple pink candle.
Yep. A pink focal point.
Yeah, so it tied it all together. We obviously Googled big pink candles, and Loewe has a pink candle that is absolutely stunning.
Go Google Loewe pink candle; it'll come up. And it was like $600 for the large one, $400 for the medium. And there was a moment there where we were like, there were so many emotions throughout this whole set building, but through one of the emotions being defeat, we were like, fuck it. Like, let's just buy it. I don't give a fuck if we drain our bank account on this candle. Like, I don't, like, we
were just so fucking over it.
We're so defeated. We were like, we need it. We need something. And then once the drama passed, I literally just like went on Amazon and it was like pink large candle. And this was like $30. So it was like sick. Let's just buy this one.
Perfect.
So that's what you get now. And it is the perfect pink, like with the sign and everything. So much cheaper. Perfect. And I love what it did with the space. Like, I don't know, the black, the moody, I think this is something we have wanted for a long time. Like, even when we would, I guess you guys never saw this part, but when we would set up last season's set, before we turn on the lights, it would be like really moody.
Yeah. With this neon, like I loved in our actual living space with all the lights. Yeah. With all the lights off and then just the neon. It was so like
cozy, like
lo-fi,
loungy. Yeah. It looked really good to the eye, but that was something, just like we keep saying, our camera before just could never grasp. So that's also why we wanted to upgrade the camera, was like, you know, we want it to look like what our eye sees, and our camera quality needs to match. I mean, nowadays cameras do match the quality of eyesight, and sometimes better. So
so
I feel like we finally achieved it with the black. It's more mature. It's more like us now. And I love and will forever love how we can look back on every season, and each set really, really does reflect us on like an aesthetic level, on an emotional level, on, you know, our physical space level, you know, wherever the fuck we're living at that point. Like it's really cool for us to see. It seems like you guys, you know, also love it too. And like, I don't know. I feel proud, and I'm glad that we are sorry we were late, but I'm glad that we took the time to like figure this out and not rush it the second time. And
it was worth the pivot.
Yep, completely. Because at the end of the day, like we looked at each other and we were like, sorry, like even if everybody on our team was mad at us, like we're not coming back unless we're happy.
Look at the photo. It was
Could you guys
so
imagine?
I would hate recording.
I would be like awkward.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Mm-hmm. Like it would make me like not fuck with you.
We would have had to like touch. Our legs were touching.
Yeah, that's true. We were way closer. We would have been like,
yes.
Like,
and that's what I was just gonna say. Like, I love this distance. This is even farther than the chairs, the orange chairs.
Yeah. Yeah, because when we would lean into the inside of the orange chairs, our
arms were touching
pretty close.
And we were just so like
more like
90 degree angle.
Yeah, this feels more open to you guys because I do feel like even when we would get like passionate in a conversation between just the two of us in the old set, it would our shoulders would kind of close off this frame, and just from like a production level, that's not ideal. So ta-da,
we're back, baby.
We are so back. Now what do you want to talk about? Hi guys, today's episode is sponsored in part by Babbel. Babbel is a subscription-based language learning app that works for millions of language learners of all ages. With over 16 million subscriptions sold, Babbel's 14 award-winning language courses are backed by a 20-day money-back guarantee, so no pressure.
I feel like wasting hundreds of dollars on private tutors is the old school way of learning a new language. Babbel's 10-minute lessons are quick and handcrafted by over 200 language experts. They get you ready to talk in your new language in just 3 weeks. Babbel is focused on conversation, so they give you tips and tools that are grounded in real-life stuff you'll actually need.
You know what? I should use this before I go to Japan. I feel like it would be really smart to learn some like conversational skills before I go.
Oh, for sure.
Not only are you learning the language, but Babbel's speech recognition technology actually helps you to improve your pronunciation and your accent.
Here's a special limited time deal for our listeners. Right now, get up to 60% off your Babbel subscription, but only for our listeners at babbel.com/oddvice.
Get up to 60% off at babbel.com/oddvice, spelled BABBEL.com/oddvice. Rules and restrictions may apply. Thanks, Babbel. Today's episode is sponsored by ZocDoc, and ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors, choose the right one for your needs, and click to instantly book an appointment. I actually found my current acupuncturist through there, and I truly would not have booked her if I didn't see all of her amazing reviews. It was all in one spot, and I was able to book right there.
Yeah, I love how everything's just done through the app. All you have to do is upload your insurance and they filter out everyone in your network. I also love the checklist that they give you. It really helps hold you accountable to everything that you need to keep up with throughout the year, like your yearly gyno appointment, your 6-month dental appointment, everything under the sun. We're talking about in-network appointments with more than 100,000 healthcare providers across every specialty. From mental health to dental health, eye care to skincare, and much more. Yeah, I really love booking through the app because let's be honest, we all don't like to call the doctor's office. Plus, ZocDoc appointments happen fast, typically within 24 to 72 hours of booking. You can even score same-day appointments. So if you're new to your area or you're just on the market for a new doctor, we highly recommend ZocDoc. So stop putting off those doctor appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/oddvice to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/oddvice. ZocDoc.com/oddvice. Thanks, ZocDoc. Our final sponsor for today's episode is Quince. Quince is an affordable luxury brand that has been our go-to for gift giving this holiday season.
Well, speak for yourself because I actually just got myself something. I got their waffle robe and then the bergamot basil candle. The robe I've been wearing in like every Vlogmas video is that one. It's so comfortable.
I actually gifted the dark pomegranate candle and it smells so good. They have so many options on their site. They have jewelry, cashmere sweaters, Italian leather handbags, and linen sheet sets. Whatever you're looking for, all Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands.
You're probably wondering how they do that, and it's because they partner directly with top factories and cut out the cost of the middleman, which passes the savings on to you. Also, they only work with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices.
So gift luxury this holiday season without the luxury price tag. Go to quince.com/oddvice for 365-day returns plus free shipping on your order.
That's QUINCE.com/oddvice to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/oddvice. Thanks, Quince.
Also, I live right outside of a bus stop.
Oh, yeah. If you guys don't know, the set is in Alex's house.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know if that was obvious.
Oh, yeah. I guess the last we talked about it, we kind of played with the idea of jumping back and forth between.
Yeah. Super different.
Sorry, guys.
We're not doing that.
No, we're not going back and forth. I have I have a spare room in my place. It was intended for my office and we have this whole corner and I'm like, why don't we just build out a set here? It's the perfect little space, but I am right next to a bus stop, which you like hear the buses coming and going naturally. So if you guys hear that in the background, just chalk it up to like NYC city noises.
You know, it's the zeitgeist.
It is.
It's just the vibe of the city.
Yeah.
The hustle and bustle.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not too distracting for you guys, but
sorry.
That's just the way the cookie crumbled in this place.
Honestly, I feel like it's not much different than last time. Like at our old spot, we like sirens and shit. Remember that we would like stop and like it would pick up sometimes.
That's
so
true.
Whatever.
Who cares?
Also, I feel like at some point we can talk about our last place we lived.
Oh, you guys.
We can like give our address now. Like
okay.
Don't ever move into this building.
Yeah. And here's the thing. We loved it in the beginning. I still have it's a great place in my heart for getting us into New York. Yeah. But towards the end, it was just such like a fucked situation.
Yeah.
There was a lot of energy in that apartment that we couldn't shake. And it started to get really, really heavy for the both of us.
Yeah, it was distracting heavy. I mean, you guys, especially Patreon, you guys know that we had something kind of going on with our neighbor. Out of respect of their story, we're not going to get into details, but I will say that they are no longer with us. And it was a situation that, it's one thing for a life to be lost like near you physically, like, a neighbor, but there was a lot more of the story that like intertwined with our day-to-day. So we were trying to be very vague here, but we were very affected by the loss, to say the least. And her energy remained in the hallways and in my room. If you guys are like watched my vlogs, in that old room, right when you walk in my room, I almost have I had like a 3-foot hallway into my room, like a entryway into my room where my closet and my bathroom were. That was kind of where we always felt this energy. And it never felt like bad. It was never like I don't want to chalk it up as like a scary movie or anything. Like this isn't like a creepy Halloween story. It was just an energy that like would catch our eye too, like a black figure. We'd
see a strong presence.
Yep. And it often visual too. And we never really knew what it was, obviously. And then towards the end of us living there, I got a read with a medium, which we touched on.
Yeah.
But we didn't say this part yet because we didn't tell you guys about our last place. And our neighbor came through, and it was a great conversation. I actually was able to not have a conversation with her because it was through a medium, but connect and understand a lot of her story. And it was actually really cool, if I can give that word. It was cool. And it did relieve a lot of, speak for myself, it did relieve a lot of my kind of
I think we had different experiences with the whole situation. So but it relieved I don't know, a lot of negative emotions I had around it prior to this read. Honestly, negative emotions I had around her as an individual. Mm-hmm. It relieved those.
But yeah, so even after that read, I was like, okay, like I feel like I understand the situation more, but I'm super ready to get out of here. So when we left, I did like I sent off the energy with love and light. I told them, they can't follow us, me or Alex, anywhere we go in life, especially not our next spot, and blah blah blah. That was kind of it. But yeah, that's the, I guess, the update you've been waiting for. I'm sorry it's not like super detailed, but we're not comfortable giving like every detail of someone else's tragedy.
Yeah.
That's not right for us to do, but it, we'll give what affected us, and that's what affected us. And yeah.
Yeah. And on it, like I said, towards the end, there were a lot of things about that place that we were just like, we needed to move on from there. So, yeah, we ended up here. Yeah. We're both in Brooklyn. I think the last we I guess I did say I got a space in Brooklyn, but I saw a couple comments that asked, I'm not in Jersey City. God bless.
I know. 'Cause that, like, as you know, that was our back and forth. I knew I was going to come to Brooklyn, but Alex was really open to like anywhere.
Yeah.
And we were kind of like, okay, we'll just make it work. Like, we'll just travel to each other. People commute all the time.
The amount of times that we've gone back and forth to each other's houses. Mm-hmm. If I was in fucking Jersey City,
it would have just been a different mental load.
Oh my God.
Like the day when we went to IKEA and we came back and I was like, fuck, I need to go home and sit in my bathtub. I have a migraine coming on.
Yeah.
Imagine if I had to fucking commute an hour with a migraine. Oh, I mean, I would have just stayed here, but yeah, now we are only like a 10-minute car ride or 2 train stops away from each other.
Yeah.
So it's like
perfect.
Door to door. I got here in like 23 minutes.
Yeah.
Door to door.
It's usually
with
what
the
it
train.
Is. I Thanksgiving morning, I biked to your house. It was pouring rain, but it was 10 minutes. It was nice.
You came over on Thanksgiving?
Yeah. Remember you made my caramelized onions?
Oh, yeah. Oh my God. I like forgot what we did for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah. The bike ride's nice. When it's warm outside, it's gonna be a good thing. It'll be really nice.
I am absolutely loving my neighborhood though. I'm spending the time to just like walk around this 4-block grid around me. And it's just so quiet and quaint and homey and like each
minimal people.
Oh my God. And like each stoop you can see like the lives that live there.
I love looking into people's houses.
Me too.
Like, can I just say that real quick?
Oh my God. It's so personal.
It's like, I love like, am I like a peeping Tom? Like I love looking into people's houses. I don't like favorite. Stop or anything, but when I'm walking by, I'm like breaking my neck.
If the lights are on, I'm looking. I'm looking.
Close your blinds then, because I'm gonna look.
Yeah. And they're if we could see in. And here's the thing, like in the city, we didn't see. There was nothing personal walking around in the city. Like it was
especially where we lived.
Yeah, we were in Midtown. Yeah, we could say that.
Yeah, we were on 47th and 3rd, so we were like in the hustle and bustle of like just business
finance bros.
Yeah, we were right next to Murray Hill, so it was a lot of like college kids too, like that just got their internship.
Yeah,
they're like hungry.
So there's nothing, but you'd walk around and it was all storefronts or restaurants or office buildings.
Yeah,
and it was cool, obviously, for the time that it was cool. But walking around my neighborhood and like seeing the lives that actually live here, there's something really fucking special about it. And I'm in a building where there's a couple above us and there's a family below us, and it's just so. The day that I got in, there was a note on my door, and it was my upstairs neighbor, and she was like, "Hey, welcome to the building. Like, text me if you ever need anything." And it was just so like, oh my God, I loved it. I could literally shed tears how much I fucking love this place and this neighborhood. And I was saying the other day, we were walking to go get a Christmas tree, and we literally just like are in awe every time we walk around, like of where we are.
Yeah.
And we were saying, if we love this much in the winter, imagine how it's going to be in the summer.
The other day.
Oh my God.
Yes. Like the way I'm like bundled up at the dog park, but I'm still like, I love it here. Like I can't wait to go to the dog park in like shorts and a fucking tank.
Yes.
And sneakers. Like,
yes.
Yeah, that's a good point.
At the old place, I did not go out in the winter just because it wasn't nice. Like there was nowhere to go. You would only go out to like run errands.
And it wasn't nice to walk around winter or summer or spring or fall, like it's because it was so busy that even when we would go to like get a coffee run at like Maman down the street, you're literally like dodging people trying to like, and everyone's on their phone. Like it's like, it is where we were at is what you see in the movies for New York, where people are like, I'm walking here. Like literally like someone's yelled that to me. Like that's where we lived. That's how it was. And like there was no sense of home or like routine or like you probably feel this too, because our neighborhoods are kind of similar. Like I feel a part of a community now. Like I've seen repeat faces. Oh, yes. Like that type of stuff. Whereas in Midtown, you didn't see repeat faces. No. Like only in our building, but that's a given. Yeah. So I'm liking that now, where I feel a part of the community because I'm also a repeat face. Right. Yeah. You feel like you are like ingrained in where you're supposed to be. Yep. You're not just like a number. Nope. We're not just like someone cutting through the city. Like, yeah, we're like a part of our neighborhood. Yeah. Which is it sounds so like duh. Yeah. And but like, you guys, like, if you ever lived in a city, you know what we mean by this. You get it. Because coming out of such a crazy city, it's just the simple life that we're back to for the most part. We're still 30 minutes from Manhattan. Yeah. I wouldn't say we're like fully scaled back into like the suburbs quite yet, but compared to where the fuck we were, God damn, my God. And now that we've lived here, like the fact that like now that I like know Manhattan very well, I'm like, the fact that we lived in Midtown, like, well, we so when we found our spot, we obviously like didn't know anything about like where things were in Manhattan when we first moved. And when we found our spot, it like checked all our boxes, and I think we had got accepted at this point, but at that point Trevi lived in the city, and we sent the listing to Trevi. Oh yeah. And I remember about that. Yeah, she was like, don't move to Midtown. I forgot about that. And we were like, whatever. Yeah, we'll just get there. Yeah. Remember, she was like, Midtown is bumfuck nowhere. You're right. Yeah. And we were like, we just have to. Like, everything else is out of our budget. Yeah, it was our only option. Yeah. Remember that? I like completely wiped that from my memory. Yeah. Damn, we should have listened to Trev. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, it's just different. It is an adjustment though. I feel like I miss taxis. Like how the convenience easy it is of just hopping you didn't have to plan your transportation as much. No. Yeah. At all. Right. And like I'm Ubering a lot out here, which I fucking hate. Yeah. And it's also like brick outside, so when it's dark and cold, that's another thing. My neighborhood is like a really safe neighborhood, but there's not a lot of people at night. And I felt safer at night at the old place because there were a lot of people. So like it was the same amount of people as it was in the day. Like it never died where we were. And it didn't feel like some sketch guy is going to pop out and like do something crazy. No. The only thing that's lit in these neighborhoods is just like a few street lights. Yeah. Whereas like obviously in Manhattan, it's always lit. Right. So when I'm walking around like by myself at night, I'm on, I feel like higher alert because I don't know, some random person, like you just don't know their intention. And it's just one person and there's no one else around. So like they can get away with anything right now. It's smart to think that way too. Whenever I leave here late, I'm the same way. I'm not on my phone. I'm like, like I'm looking around. Yeah. But you just like, I mean, you were a little more lenient in the city because, I mean, if people are around, you know, less crazy shit's going to happen. Yeah. But yeah, that's like another thing. The taxis. I miss just like jumping in a car. I know. And like another thing that was so convenient with where we lived was we were right next to Grand Central. Yeah. So we had nearly every line went through our station. Whereas now, like, you know, we only have a handful of stations options. And like, if that, like I have 3 options and like, it gets me where I need to go. But you know, I never had to transfer because Grand Central would just throw us right where we needed to go. Like, well, and like Manhattan being a like long grid and there's a huge like central area in Brooklyn that like doesn't have any trains. Yeah. So there's a lot of places that's like a 20-minute Uber ride. But then like a 45-minute train ride. Because you go one way and then come back. into Manhattan. I did that. Where was I going? I was going to Cobble Hill for an appointment from my place, and I went in to Manhattan, transferred at Essex, I think, and then back into Brooklyn. Yeah. And I was like, whatever, it's cheaper than an Uber, and I had the time for it. So, I just sat on the train.
That's the thing. You just have to like plan ahead.
Of course, which is fine. But like, yeah, when you don't feel like getting on a train after a long day of something, like, and then you just have to say, expensive Uber. I'm like, ugh. I'm really trying to like not even allow myself to look at Uber as an option. I've taken maybe a handful, and I'm like, okay, let's try and keep it there. Like because I know myself, if I do it and I feel the convenience like once or twice, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna like budget for this. Yeah, and I don't want to do that.
No, I think I think
like the train.
In the winter, I'm more likely to like when it's raining. I'm not walking in the rain.
If I have an umbrella, I'll do it. But if I don't, then yeah,
I'm getting in an Uber. But in the summer, I feel like
it'll be like just part of.
Well, and then we'll be able to bike.
Right.
We can't bike. Like when I biked to your house on Thanksgiving, it was pouring rain and it was brick. My fingers were freezing.
Like my bones will hurt. Yes. On the
so in summer, I biked everywhere in the summer in Manhattan. Mm-hmm. Like we could do that out here.
Yep. And I feel safe biking out here.
Oh yeah.
I'm not as like scared. No. Dodging cars and shit in Manhattan. Like ugh.
Yeah. And I have a bike rack right out front, so I can literally peek out my front window and be
see what's available.
Yes,
get it. Yeah,
it's so nice.
That's smart.
Okay, so we're in this corner of my office, and the other side of the office, it's a really big room. So the center is gonna be like my desk, and then here's the set, and on the other side, you guys, think about if we didn't get a 2-bedroom apartment. Like, what the fuck would we have done?
You wouldn't. You would have broke your lease.
Yeah. We actually would not be able to function.
You guys need this space.
My boyfriend has more clothes and shoes probably than me and Kristen combined. Mm-hmm.
He can open a small boutique.
Yes. 100%. So our bedroom is on the other side of the house. That whole closet is mine. I have my dresser in there. That area is all my clothes and shoes. He has this closet, and this whole side of the bedroom or the office area. He has a dresser. He's going to get a second dresser. He has a rolling rack. He has bags of clothes and shoes, and he's just a boy. And we're just staring at a boy's room right now.
Completely. Like it is like there's a bike over there, just like leaning against a pile of clothes. Like it's just there's like Jordans on the floor and like a skateboard. Like it's so like boy.
It's so boy.
Yeah. And this is your first time living with a boy in a long time.
In a long time. Because I will say, so the only time I've ever lived with a partner, we had our own room, but we lived with another couple. So like the rest of the house was just like family home,
right?
Right. And our bedroom was like our space, and we actually had a second room in that house that we shared, but it was just kind of like our storage room. There was like an extra, there was like an extra bed.
Oh, I do know
right across the hall.
Yes, I remember that room.
That's like where we like put the cat stuff.
I remember that. Okay. Yeah. Yes.
So that was just like a storage room, but our space, like he probably had a total of 4 shirts.
Tops.
Like I actually think he still has those same 4 shirts.
Yeah, he does. He's like he was like a cartoon character.
Yes,
like with his outfits, like just the same cycle of
exactly. Outfits, So like I was able to,
really express yourself.
Yeah, like it was kind of my space.
Yeah.
But here I'm really like learning that it's not just my space.
Yeah.
And I have to catch myself because I'll be like, okay, can you not put that there?
Yeah.
But like he also pays rent.
He could put it where the hell he wants.
And like I actually struggle with that. Like it's a lot for me because I'm such like a MySpace person.
Yep.
So that like this is his allotted space, and I can't say anything about it.
Nope. He will organize it when he'll organize it.
Okay, so actually, me, like I don't give up.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say there's got to be part 2 of this conversation.
There is.
I don't want to pressure, but
I've said a couple times, like, do you want help? Like, do you want me to organize it? Because like I said, he has this whole closet over here, and he has a rolling rack. So I'm like, I can help you like hang the right things on the right rack, and like I'll like color coordinate it.
Yeah.
And at first he was like, no, like I'm doing it. I want it to be my space.
Good.
But then I like kept pressing.
Yeah.
And he was like, fine.
Because he's also like out of the house. He's working. Like you're actually home.
Yeah. And like I'm going to be working in here. And like this isn't how it's going to be.
No,
like it's still a work in progress. Yes. But yesterday morning before he was leaving for work, I was just kind of like setting things up in here. I was like turning on the lights, open up shop. And he was about to leave and he was like, you can do the room. You can set up my area if you want. He's like, send me Amazon links. I'll get everything. Yeah.
So you're fully just gonna.
Yeah.
Word. So it'll be done tomorrow.
Right. No. I'm still gonna take time. Here's the thing. Like I'm still gonna use his items.
Right.
Like he has one like tall black industrial dresser. I'm gonna get the same one. I'm not gonna completely redo his area.
No.
Because I don't want to take away his personality.
And don't.
I'm not going to. And like he has a lot of cool shit. Like he has this BMX bike that was used in a like a photo shoot that we're actually putting in the living room. He has like really cool Marvel posters and he's like good shit. So I'm going to just make it look nice, but it's still his thing.
Yes.
You're
just styling it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to keep trying.
I would do the same thing. And that is the thing with shared spaces too. Like, I mean, we even did that. Like when we were doing our living room, like you definitely were the Virgo. You were like, let's do it now. But like, here, I can order it and then like, I'll build it. And then it, like,
you can still be a part of it, but like I will execute.
Done. Yeah. Cause you want it done sooner.
Yesterday.
Whereas like brains, like me and your boyfriend are like, we're both like, oh, I'll get around to it. Like
super crazy.
Well, it's actually a great segue. Cause I was going to ask you, can you organize my closet?
Done.
You see, like, actually, you haven't seen it.
I've been in there. I went and grabbed the hoodie.
But you haven't seen it, like, done.
Have you done something else to it? Okay.
Yeah. So it's done, but I was talking to Liza about this. Like, I am capable of organizing, obviously, but the thing, like, the difference of how we organize is you're really good at organizing for functionality, like efficiency and aesthetically. I can organize aesthetically, but then I go to use it and I'm like, oh, I can't even reach that thing, or whatever it is. And I get too frustrated when I'm trying to like
figure those pieces out.
I'm getting frustrated even saying it right now. So I was gonna ask you
100%,
and I'm gonna put you on the spot, so you have to say yes. Right
okay.
here.
I mean, come on.
I know. I wanted to like really make sure you'll do it.
Really lock in. You set a date. You add it to your calendar.
Right. Like I'm gonna send you an invite.
Of course I will.
Thank you. It's just like.
It's my favorite thing ever.
You organized my last closet too, and it was so nice. Yeah. And I kept it nice. Good. My last closet, remember, like that was nice until we left.
Yeah.
And because
it was functional and you didn't have to
exactly.
The thing is if you just like organize for aesthetics, you will eventually make your way to putting things where you naturally want them to go.
Yep.
But like I will organize knowing I'm going to want these here, so I'm going to put them there. So they'll always just like go back to their space.
My brain just doesn't work that way. Like that is so cool because I can't.
It is fully just the Virgo in me.
100%.
Yeah.
And it's the Aries in me that's like, I don't get it. I don't know. I didn't get it right the first time. I don't want to do it. And I just close my door now.
Yeah.
My, like, not that I'd have it open anyway, but my closet door stays closed unless I'm in there changing.
Yeah.
And like, it's such a big closet that I want to be able to like walk into it and like get dressed in there. And right now I just have like some like boxes and stuff on the floor. I'm like, okay, I give up.
I'm there. I'm in there already. Ooh, I can't wait. It's probably going to be like a 2-day project.
I think it'll be quicker. It's not terrible.
Okay.
I think you'll be surprised. I feel like I'm chopping it up that it's like this.
You already like ordered everything. Like you have.
I have shoe
organization.
Racks. Yeah, okay. I have everything in there. It's just
like where. Okay.
Yeah, it's
super exciting.
So as you know, over the break, we were still releasing episodes on Patreon, and someone wrote in a really, really good question for an episode and asked us to address parasocial relationships. And I'm so surprised we haven't done this already, given our job. And I think it'd be cool because we also have very different perspectives about parasocial relationships. I wouldn't say
I wouldn't
not
say
different,
but we just have different we have different experiences because you've just been on the internet for way longer. I also have the perspective of seeing you do what you do for so long, and then like that's obviously influenced how I navigate this new world.
Right,
so it's just quite the conversation, and it's something we talk about and think about a lot, like in our personal lives, but we've never had an episode about it.
Like when they wrote in, I was like, oh,
duh.
So I'm going to read a little bit of the entry because the questions are just worded well. They started the entry with saying, like, the reason they brought it up was, you know, during this move for us and this change into season 5, they're noticing that a lot of people are commenting like, you know, we're proud of you guys and we see that you guys are changing and and, you know, how do we feel about that? So they said, do you usually agree? I feel like the average person really can't get a good sense of parasocial relationships and what it's like to be on the receiving end. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. As a viewer of all creators, not just specifically Oddvice, I feel like I understand that I only see a picture of the story and I probably don't really know how the person I'm watching is truly feeling or what they are or don't choose to share. So perfectly said, because accurate. I guess just to hop right into it, because I've been thinking about it, honestly, ever since we read it. My view on parasocial relationships, I feel like a lot of people are really weirded out by them. And there are ones that exist, like the Arianators and shit. Like there's Taylor Swift. Like
you actually think you know everything about this person's life.
Yes. Those ones I think are too far, and maybe we'll touch on that in a sec. But from my perspective, in the parasocial relationships I've experienced, I don't mind them, and they do tend to be pretty accurate because I share so much.
Right. It all goes.
You guys have a lot of context.
You do. And we, especially with the podcast, and the podcast being like my only window to like
your life.
This life and this industry. We are so real and raw on this. And I just think we don't hold back a lot. So you guys do get like quite the full picture of what's going on in our lives. But I just think at the end of the day, there is always more going on in someone's real life than there is. Like this is and will always be a snapshot into someone's real life. But what you put into it is what like the vision that other people are going to get. So there's people out there who only show the good, the like perfect photo-esque snapshots of their life. Mm-hmm. So they're only going to get the, wow, like
you
everything.
have your shit together.
You have your shit together. You look so happy. Like that you got like, things are really going great for you.
Yeah.
But if you have those, like, if you show more, then you get a more realistic view. I mean, it sounds like common sense, but like it really is what you put into it is what you know, what other people are able to see. Yeah.
Like it's very human for people to create parasocial relationships. And I think it's something that's happened long before the internet was even a thing. Like definitely a lot more heightened now with creators. Cause we, you know, I mean, I'm vlogging every other day of my life this month. Like things like that where you really are getting an accurate glimpse. But I think this probably even happened with like movie stars in like the 20s. And
for sure.
I think it's looked at as a weird thing, but I think it's also like I have a tender spot for it because I also have experienced on my end and understand that a lot of people lean on their favorite creator as like, you know, so like my number one comment is like like even for the podcast too, like a comfort. It's, you know, I look forward to this all the time. You know, you've helped me through so much. So how could you not, as a human with emotions, create like an emotional tie towards whoever that person is?
Yeah.
So I have a lot of empathy for it. Whereas I know a lot of people in our industry that are like, what the fuck? And I'm like, they're just doing human shit.
Exactly.
So, but that's like, that is my driving point. Why I like to put all angles of my life on the internet. If I'm going to be on the internet,
picture.
Right. Cause I think, you know, from our perspective, like we do have a responsibility for, you know, on so many levels being an influencer or whatever, that you do have a lot of responsibility for how much you influence or affect other people's lives. So the creator, like you mentioned, that is only showing the highlights, I see why they're doing that from like a brand perspective, and they want to protect their life. Like,
yeah,
I'm not shitting on that.
No.
But there's also a part of me that aches because I'm like, damn, little Sally's watching that thinking, God, why isn't my life like that? And they think something's wrong.
Yeah. And so they think that life should only be those positive moments.
Because the person they look up to is only, it's like, it's such a double-ended sword for me because I understand, I really do understand both sides. And that's like frustrating because I want to have like a stronger opinion on it. But like, I know a lot of creators that only show the good because they want to protect themselves. And I'd be lying if I said sometimes I regret not fully protecting myself, but I also wouldn't trade for the world that I live authentically online.
Right.
So
and
I don't know.
Seeing both sides of it. I think when you only show quote unquote the good, that leaves a lot of room for speculation.
Oh yeah.
And people fucking talk online. Like you don't know how, and we'll get into this. We got comments on, I think it was like your TikTok or
it was my
maybe
recent
on
videos.
Your recent videos where people were like, I'm glad Kristen and Alex are still friends. Like, are you guys still gonna hang out? Shit that speculated that just because me and Kristen aren't living together anymore, that we are no longer friends.
Yeah. Like a lot of comments, you guys.
Which is so mind-boggling to me. And we're
so proud of them.
Right.
They can like push through. Yo, we're good. We literally just like moved out. Like
we just like new apartment. We're seeing this a lot right now with like Brie and Grace and their friendship.
Yeah.
And it at first I saw it and I was like, seeing how me and you are on the internet in almost the same way, I was seeing all the speculation about them not being friends anymore, and like Brie only hanging out when Brie and Zach were still together, Brie only being seen with Zach, and I was like, guys, like you don't know their friendship. Obviously, I'm not like commenting on this, but like
imagine.
I'm like thinking this, like, okay, no one actually knows what's going on in their friendship,
for better or for worse.
Exactly.
But that's a good point because there's a line here where, like I said, I have a lot of empathy towards the people building these parasocial relationships. But when you go out of your way to send like death threats,
oh my God,
and like, shit talk the other side, this happens a lot. And I could speak on this on like public breakups, that people tend to pick these sides. They do.
Yeah.
People pick sides and they bash the other side. And when you're going out of your way to like write nasty comments, and like when you are letting this now parasocial situation affect your emotions like negatively, that's where, like, looking down the barrel right now, like if you are one of those people that have ever gotten so like worked up by someone on the internet you've never met, I understand you, because emotions work that way, but you need to protect yourself and look within and be like, whoa, what the hell am I doing? Like it kills me hearing that time and time again. Like, Shardy on TikTok.
I love her.
Well, her and her guy broke up.
Yeah.
So I was on her live the other day and she was like, why are you guys sending him death threats?
Oh my God.
She was like, I don't fuck with him. That's one thing. But like, y'all are weird.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know him. You don't know the half of it. And even if you did, you've never met us.
Yeah.
Like, you just,
and even
stop.
If you did, you wouldn't. It's because they don't know him that they're able to send death threats.
Of course. Yeah.
It's insane.
So that's where a big line begins for me. It's like having an opinion on something in a public setting, or like in the public eye or whatever, like the Brie and Grace or even us, moving out, whatever. You're gonna have that by nature, but watch yourself before you act on it. I think that's where it gets that's where it gets weird. That's where I get uncomfortable. And it's times like that. And I've only experienced, I'm glad to say, not a lot. Yeah. It was mostly during the breakup.
Right.
Like that. And that's why people do breakup videos. And I've seen TikToks of people like I feel so like right now, but people who aren't influencers.
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, like that's so cringy. Like imagine making a breakup video with you and your person. And I'm like,
but imagine if you didn't.
Exactly. I would agree with that maybe like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But when you go through a public breakup, whether it's a relationship or God, even like Bree and Grace right now, back to that, any like public dispute, imagine if you didn't say something, and imagine going through something in your life like that and people just like filling in the blanks with whatever they wanted to say. Imagine how frustrating that would feel. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, woe is me, like feel bad for influencers, but just put yourself, I mean, I think we can always have perspective, but put yourself in the public person that that you're dealing with, put yourself in their shoes. Imagine what it would feel like when you're going through real emotions over something and someone else is like, oh, they just cheated, or like, oh, they like jump to these conclusions, and you're over here like actually dealing with the real emotions of what this troll is just like LOLing about on a comment section.
Exactly.
So, it's sticky, but I think it also just it just boils down to like, I've created a lot of boundaries with it, and all things considered, I understand that I have opted into a pool of criticism. If I'm going to put my life online, I better expect criticism, because humans are humans. And you just kind of, you create, I don't want to call it a wall because that sounds cold, but a boundary around your own heart and your own mind to not internalize what anybody's saying, because as much as you share, they're not in your head. And I'm talking to myself, I guess. Like, I have to tell myself those things. Like, I share a lot, but I don't share 100%. They weren't there before the internet. No. Because as long as I've been on the internet, my channel just hit its 8th birthday. Yeah. Before all my formative years before that, nobody saw. So that's always something that like I remind myself, and it makes me not feel like too lost. I don't know, because I feel like if you're over criticized, it takes away like your control on yourself. Because like people are just reading you like a book, but like some people are accurate, but there's still a lot of comments that aren't accurate, and it's those ones where I'm like, I'm almost relieved that they're not accurate, because I'm like, okay, I still got it.
And there's like a lot of times where you'll read a comment or you'll see something and you'll be like, if only they knew. Yeah. And I feel like that happens more often than not, because even if they're like the actual words are accurate, context is very rarely accurate. Like you don't have the memory like I do. You don't have the memory, you don't have the feelings, you don't have the visions, you don't have the conversations. Like there's so much context that goes behind, I mean, everything in everyone's lives. Of course. And if you sum up a story in 2 paragraphs and you tell it online, you're not going to get the context. Nope. So you don't know why I did this or why this conversation was had. Mm-hmm. There's no way to get across 100% of every situation in life. Yep. And that's just the way it is. So like that leaves the speculation, that leaves people guessing. But I think we've been very lucky with the people who listen to the podcast too, because there's actually
a great crowd.
We really have, you guys. And there's like a lot of things that I love about parasocial relationships.
I majority love it. If I have to pick a side, I love it.
100%. And I think that's because like, and I've like, you've definitely led the way in this, and like I've followed your lead with like how to set these boundaries in this industry. Right. I was just kind of like, oh, Kristen did this, I should.
Oh God, that's a scary way to live.
well, in this industry, because I like,
of course,
I don't know the half of it,
and I also followed a lead from the people I was around when I first came on the internet.
Exactly.
Like, so we're all just learning.
Exactly.
You figure it out.
Yeah.
And it's changed over the years for me too. Like I feel like in the majority of my career up until maybe like 2020, I was only putting a certain version of myself on the internet. Like I watch old videos and I'm like, I'm not saying like it wasn't me, but I mean, y'all that have been around since day one, you know the difference of even like I think it came with comfort too, you know, just being in front of the camera. It was used to be so uncomfortable, and now I don't even notice it. But so that's also like a part of it. But even like the things I would share, and I never opened up emotionally online for several reasons, but
it was also like the people that you were around, they didn't do that. That wasn't part of their quote content.
Exactly. They weren't like lifestyle creators. They were like shock factor, bit based. So yeah, it's evolved over time. But back to the things we love about it, like it's incredibly validating when we're going through something and you guys actually see us.
Yeah.
The ones that have been around, like we're expressing an emotion, we're crying on camera about something we're going through, and you really see the emotion. And then we get that one comment that, you know, spits back the situation that you're in, that mirrors our situation, whether it's a breakup or a grief or whatever. Reading those comments and that part of the parasocial topic, I'm like, there's so many times every day where I'm like, faith in humanity restored.
Yes. Like they see why we're like, why we do this, why we're in this situation. They are like living, and like that all stripped away, they are living the same life as us. Like we're all in this together. Like we're all doing the same thing.
Yes. We're just
all
recording
doing the same thing. I've felt that most with, I mean, the grief that I've recently gone through, and like the amount of people that reached out and have experienced the same thing with their grandparents, and like that we've all lost someone in our lives, and the grief that we go through, like we're all in the same boat. And hearing those words as someone who's hasn't lost someone before all that grief hit, you feel like you're like, it literally felt like a hug.
Yep.
Like it felt like people were
weight off your chest. Like someone's taking a little bit of the weight for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like that, it was such a beautiful thing. Cause I mean, when you're like going through life and you experiencing something new that's like really scary, you obviously lean on your loved ones around you, but there's like this part of you where you're like, this is like so natural for the people around me to like be this support system.
Right.
But when you hear it from someone who at the end of the day doesn't really know you, but they're also going through the same things, it's just like a different level of feeling
you're not alone. Yeah, it's less isolating.
Exactly.
It is. And it gives me a glimpse into humanity.
Yeah.
Like whenever I see a comment section going off on one of our episodes or a video or whatever, and everybody's relating to the same thing, I'm like, word. I don't know.
Like we're all here.
Yeah. Like I'm like, yeah, we're all here. I feel like that's
like we're all in the same room right now.
Yeah.
Like we're doing this, guys.
Right.
We're all thinking the same thing.
Yes. And I hope our positive perspective of parasocial relationships can give a perspective to viewers or commenters or trolls even on the internet that like we're just recording it. Like we are just people.
Exactly.
We are just people that had a life before we ever pressed record, and we'll have a life when we stop recording. Like we are just like you. And I feel like that's so, everyone says that, but like it is true. And I think people, the second like status is slapped on a human, a lot of people remove the humanity, because there are bad people with fame. That's another topic, but generally everyone, like people are good. And I hope like if you're a troll and you happen to come across this episode, like this makes you think twice on like commenting something shitty. Cause like, you know, your comment does do something.
Yeah. I feel like we get a lot of people who say, if we weren't on, or if you guys weren't on the internet, like we would be friends. I feel like we'd be friends in real life. And to everyone who's ever said that, like it's 100% true.
It is true.
Because if you're relating to anything that we talk about, like we would be having these conversations with you. Yep. Like I just love when people say I would be friends with you in quote unquote real life, because it's true. Yeah. Like we would, if we ran into you at a bar or like,
and it's happened. Like when we do meet you guys, it's not like oh my God, hi. Like, it's like, oh, what's up?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we already know you because we've connected enough. Like, well, you know, we've met people even on like our Patreon that we're actually talking to like damn near daily. And when we meet them in person, it's like, oh, what's up? Like, it's like, we are friends.
Yeah.
But I would really love to have this conversation with someone like a creator who doesn't put everything on the internet. Because like we keep saying, like, this is easier for us to say because we're putting everything out there for the most part. But like, I would feel more uncomfortable meeting people if I was only, and I used to like, I'm not gonna say I used to hate because that's a strong word, but I used to get really uncomfortable at like meet and greets and shit because I'm like, strangers. Oh. Because I wasn't putting 100% of myself out there.
Right.
And then now I'm so comfortable with it because like they really do get it. They really do see me now, whereas they didn't see me before.
They know all sides of you.
Right. So I don't know. That's just something else that like spins in my head a lot. And that's even something, I guess this is kind of tangenting now, but like something I deal with on like a business end too is like I'll talk to people in the industry and they'll be like, whoa. And like, please, this is not like a me tooting my horn or anything because there's a lot of creators like me, but they'll be like, whoa, you're exactly how you are in your videos.
It's the fact that people clock that because there's a lot of cases that they, there's a lot of cases that they run into where it's not the norm.
Yes. And I'm like, again, I get it. A lot of people see this space as a business, and often I wish I saw it more as a business because I'm almost like too emotional with my job, and it's like a really hard thing for me to balance. We're working on it.
The lines are often blurred.
They are very blurry.
Yeah.
But I also couldn't imagine like
think about the
not
people
putting my heart into everything.
Right. And like think about the people whose life on the internet is quite literally a brand.
Exactly.
Like their lives are a brand.
Right. Like they press record to like review a new computer and then they stop recording and then like they go live like an actual life.
That's like, it. And then you meet those people in real life and you're like, wait, what do you like what's your favorite cereal?
Exactly. Like people who aren't lifestyle creators, people who are niche creators, like, whoa.
Yeah, it's also very cool though.
I love it.
It's so cool. It's like,
it's honestly really nice.
It's like Sia.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Like you could still go to the grocery store. Oh, I say that like I fucking can't. I could go, but not me. Bigger people.
Yeah. Think about how like fucking,
Tana.
Yes.
Like Tana probably couldn't go. She definitely couldn't go to the grocery store without, getting some taps on the shoulder.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like Sia actually, I feel like recently
in the
she
recent
like shows
years.
her face now. But Sia like 08.
Yes.
She can like knock on our door.
Or like music producers.
Exactly.
Who every song that of theirs, you fucking know it.
Yeah.
But if you see them walking through,
directors even like besides like the big ones,
right?
But like producers,
unless you're like so like a niche fan of that industry,
that's niche enough.
Yeah,
where you can still go grocery store. I'm thinking solely grocery store.
Yeah,
right
no, for like that's the threshold. But like there's beauty in that.
Yeah,
yeah.
But like
that's so I want to hear from them.
That's what I'm saying. Like I did kind of think going in this episode we'd have a little bit of a
niche perspective.
Different perspective, but between the two of us,
but
we don't I don't know.
I want like a producer or something.
And I love it from our perspective too, because and like we talk about this a lot. Like we know so much of some of your faves.
Oh,
like and like I don't know. Like my head's just spinning right now. Like it's just I know a lot of creators that do only put certain things on the internet, and like the lenses I've seen them off the internet, I'm like whoa you're different or like you're super cool, like you should show all of this on the internet. I don't know,
are we thinking of the same
yes,
one?
100%, but like I don't know
who are you thinking about. Okay, I wish we could say that.
I know there's let's just there's some shit, we won't say who, but like there is a very popular pop artist that we have met
We met at
like
Coachella
top 40 shit. Like they're big.
We met at Coachella one year and we ended up going back to their Airbnb.
It was
You
weird.
guys. It was so weird. It was so weird.
It was weird. So we got back to the house and like we thought like it was like an afters, right? Like we were all gonna like keep like drinking, whatever. And like this was like a beautiful house. And they like went straight to their room to like just like shower or whatever, like get like Coachella clothes off.
Wait, I like actually the image is
I can hear the footsteps. We looked down the hall and I think they like forgot their phone on the counter before they were hopping in the shower, but they had already derobed, so they were just in their like towel. And they were
but like just the front part.
They were just holding the towel on the front part of their body. So they're like
little kid
hobbling down the hall. They're like, oh, I forgot my phone. And they're going to get their phone and then they run back and the whole backside is just open.
Like a hospital gown.
Yeah. Perfect. And just you had to be there.
You had to be there. But the way we thought, we were like, ooh, pop stars, like
right. Like we
after party.
This is crazy. Like this is a Coachella story.
But
and then nothing happened. Then they ended up coming back out and they were like eating like trail mix. And they're like, do you guys want some? Like
it was just like,
it was weird. We ended up leaving.
Yeah. It was just so unexpected.
Especially from that artist. Like they are so like, especially right now, they're so like party and like.
Yeah. It was just so, I guess like to you guys, like that actual situation doesn't sound crazy. And it like, it was funny in the moment.
I wish I could say it for you guys.
Yeah. It was
I wish I could reenact it.
It was funny because like that's something at the end of the day, like strip who that person was. It would have been funny if like if Leanna came out and did that, we'd be cracking up.
Sure.
But it was just so polar opposite of what we expected that person to be like.
Right. And we couldn't have laughed when we didn't laugh. Like
No.
that would have been rude.
Yeah.
But it was a moment of like, is this really happening right now?
Yeah.
And now when I see them on like award shows or like TikTok or whatever, I'm like, I seen your butt.
Yeah. I've literally seen your butt crack.
Yeah, like a baby, like a big baby. Like you know how babies waddle with their blanket, like they hold it to their chest.
Did she have like something in her mouth? Like I feel like she was like eating something.
Maybe
really like a lumpia or something. Yeah. She like had something in her mouth. I don't know.
That was super weird.
It was so funny.
Yeah, you really don't know what's going on behind closed doors. I'm just sitting here now thinking about Bree and Grace and like how, again, we don't know anything, but like how shitty I'd imagine that is, because they're like us. They've been friends since they were like little tots. And you know, they have a way bigger magnifying glass on them. They're, you know, huge. But like I couldn't imagine going through a friend breakup, one that is like so family, like sister breakup.
Yeah.
With all the shit that we're seeing on the internet around it. Like I send them love, man. And if you're someone who's commented on their shit, like stop. Like
you don't know anything.
You don't know anything. We don't know anything. We know that, I guess like Grace quit Barstool.
I don't know.
Yesterday.
Oh, yesterday.
Yeah, no, it's like this just happened. Like
wow.
We know those things moving, but the emotion behind it is something that like I really hope like this episode can open up minds to, for the Bree Grace situation, for any other situation you see. Like just imagine how it would feel if you were going through a friend breakup with your best fucking friend.
And everyone has opinions on it.
Tens, hundreds of millions of people. And everyone everyone has an opinion on it, and like taking sides and all that. So,
and you can't be like, oh, but like this happened, or this happened. Like
that's the thing. You can't say anything.
No.
Like there's nothing, once you're to that level of fame too, like there's really nothing you can say right or wrong. You do kind of just have to like let it fizzle and like let people speculate. But I just hope, like, knowing how it feels to have a friend that close, I hope they're talking, you know?
I hope so too.
I hope because they're clearly they're going through something, but I hope they're not like being too cold about it behind closed doors. Like I hope they're not like getting lawyers involved and shit. Like Because that would just break my heart.
Yeah.
Because like if that ever happened to us, I would like shut out the internet and be like, fuck what everyone's saying. Like we're figuring each other out.
Yeah.
And I hope they're having those conversations.
I think that's like natural between us. This is speculation, but I guess Bree dropped a like explanation of what happened for them ending the podcast.
Oh.
And Grace didn't know that she said that she like released that statement. And
so it wasn't even like hey, I'm gonna post this today.
No,
like the way I would have like sent it to you and been like, are you cool with this verbiage?
Well, we would have done it together.
I mean, yes, that
like,
too.
Well, I think we just have different perspectives.
And
on
I don't say that to bash how Brie handled it. She probably handled it with reasons of her own.
Right.
Like,
well, that's the thing. Like
not bashing either side here.
Yeah, and all of these things have happened for their own reasons. And that's what we will never understand. So we're like, that's the thing with parasocial relationships. Like everyone on the receiving end of it, they're just left with all these pieces. So they're going to build the puzzle themselves, but they don't know how they were made in the first place.
Right. That's where I'm like, just step away.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, you don't know. So stop commenting shit.
Yeah.
So heartbreaking.
It's a weird part of it that like will forever evolve, and we will figure out along the way, and like our opinions will probably change in 5 years or whatever. But yeah, I
think it's whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's just
it's about knowing yourself and like protecting your energy.
Yep. That's all it boils down to. And for me, that's a day-to-day thing. That's not just one thing I had it like fixed one day and I'm like all but like every time I see a comment, I have to go through that process in my head and be like, they don't know you, blah, blah, like, and I don't know. It's also just part of the job though. Like I'm not complaining about it. Like it's just part of it. But don't be a troll.
Yeah,
maybe that'd be a good title for this. Don't be a troll. Parentheses parasocial relationships.
Perfect.
That's a good title.
Love it.
Is that the title?
And welcome back, season 5.
Oh shit! Yeah, we have a long title.
Every word. It's just a transcript of the episode.
This conversation right here. Well, the thumbnail could be like season 5 and then
season 5 premiere.
Yeah,
we can talk about this
premiere. It's literally too late now. Like it's already up.
Wait, if you don't know, we have a Patreon, so go check that out, where we drop an episode every Friday. But we're gonna put the footage up of us sitting on the couch from what was here before,
the bad couch.
It's just so
it's really
funny.
awkward.
It's so awkward,
and you just see our faces like fuck. Like notice that like I
think I look up at you and I'm like, is it bad?
I don't think I said anything. I was like, let's just go look at it on the computer. I was trying to be so optimistic.
Well, I hope you guys love it.
Welcome home, season 5. We're back every Monday and then Fridays for Patreon. Mm-hmm. That's patreon.com/Oddvice podcast. You can go check us out there. And yeah, here's to the new season. We don't have like a drink or anything. Cheers.
Cheers.
Here's to the new season of our lives, of Oddvice. I mean, every season, just there's always so much growth in the season. This is episode 1 and I'm so eager to see like
new shit going on.
Right. Like come episode 40, 45 when we look back on all the growth. Like,
right. Ew.
What? Like anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
I could dye my hair purple.
You should.
No.
I'm surprised have you gone purple?
Yeah. That was the first one I did.
Oh.
Quarantine. I went purple,
blue,
pink.
Oh.
Purple, pink. And then half and half I did pink and the orange.
Wow, you really went through it.
I mean, yeah, I did. And then I went and then it faded and then I put like
when was
a
blue?
periwinkle. The blue was like the periwinkle. I never did like blue, but it turned blue.
Got it.
I never like intended to be blue. And then after that, once I hit blue, Alexi texted me, my hairdresser, and he was like, blue is super hard to get out. Like, you should stop.
Oh.
So then I stopped.
Yeah, good.
Now we're here.
There you go.
Pretty blonde. It worked.
Also for Patreon, let's just keep the conversation going. Let us know if you have any specific questions regarding this topic. I feel like we kept it pretty vague. So if you
big topic.
Yeah, it's a big topic and one that we will definitely like talk about again. But if you have any like specific questions about our experiences, send those in and we can talk about those on Friday.
Or do you have any parasocial relationships with other creators or celebrities or anything that like you have like a positive outlook on? Or do you have any times you've looked back on, like, especially like in your youth? Because I feel like when I look back on like how much I love Justin Bieber, I'm like, whoa, that was kind of crazy. That's a light example, but like, do you have any situations that you can look back on now and you're like, hey, I kind of crossed the line there?
Yeah.
I'm curious for anybody that was like part of like stan culture in like 2016. Ooh. Like, anybody take it too far? Yeah. This is a safe space, so let us know.
Let us know.
Also, if you are listening on Spotify, make sure to rate and review us, or Apple Podcasts, anywhere you're listening, rate and review. Spotify also has a comment section, so talk to us in the comments there.
And if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. We're almost at 30,000 subscribers.
That's kind of crazy.
We're super close.
We're going to make it to 100K by the end of the season.
Yeah?
I don't know.
We are.
I just kind of said it.
No, we are.
You think? You think we can?
Yeah, I think we can. We're going to make it to 100K at the end of this season.
In one season.
Yeah, we're going to.
70,000. We need to. All right, guys, get to it.
Yeah, so if you're not subscribed, please subscribe.
Because, like, I don't know. I feel like I never
it doesn't hurt.
Goals like that. Like people who are like, I want to hit this subscriber count. Like, I've never been about that.
Yeah.
Like, should we try it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Come on.
Just subscribe.
I don't know. Can you tell I'm new at this? I'm like, come on.
Just
what do you guys think?
It doesn't take any time out of your day.
And it's free.
It's free.
A lot of things aren't free nowadays.
One day it might not be.
No, for sure. I could see them being like 99 cents. Like,
that would be
like
so
Twitch.
crazy.
You have to pay to sub.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But then the creator gets the money from the sub. Twitch is a lucrative business. I've really considered it, but I don't know about live streaming.
Yeah.
I get a little like, what are you guys looking at?
Right.
Like, you know, I get
you can't like pick your nose.
No, I can't like be quiet for a sec and like recollect my thoughts.
Like, oh my God, I'm constantly quiet.
But you also can, because I've watched lives where like
they're literally just like sitting there.
You can say nothing and like then you can kind of pick back up the energy.
My boyfriend's a big Kai Cenat fan. And
who isn't?
He like watches his lives like consistently. And I'm like, you literally just watch this guy just like sitting there?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, he like has guests on. He does.
Kais are entertaining though.
Well, and he's on it literally 24/7.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like around the clock. So there has to be lulls in the day.
I think he did it for 30 days. That's so fucking He stopped though. He stopped the 24/7 thing. But like,
that's so fucking
he probably made like 7 or 8 mil.
Oh my God.
Like he just in like that month.
Yeah, he's like broken records and shit.
It's actually really crazy.
Anyway, yeah.
We always do this. We exit and then we're like, let's record another episode. Like, let it go.
Well, yeah, maybe we'll Kai Cenat one day.
Yeah, maybe. We'll have him on.
Imagine.
He would. Like, vibe. Like, he seems easy to talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, once we get to 100,000,
yeah, we'll have Kai Cenat. Okay, guys, we love you so much.
Love you guys. Have a good week.
We'll talk to you Monday.
Happy season 5.
Bye.